right, our top story. President Biden yesterday pardoned his son Hunter after promising the American people that he would let his son face the music for what he did.
Will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes. I said I'd abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Okay, joining us to discuss is the co-host of The Five, Judge Jeanine Pirro. She's already giggling. What do you make of the fact that Joe Biden gave him a get-out-of-jail-free card for 10 years? Anything you did that we know about or didn't know about,
right?
They can't hold you responsible.
Well, you know, look, Joe Biden has lied to us from the get-go. As soon as he came into office, he said, I know nothing about my son's business dealings. Right. Then we know he's flying him to China, and then all of the photographs with his partners and all that. So Joe Biden is leaving lying. Here's the bottom line. Joe Biden is complaining that his son was targeted, that it was selective prosecution. Mr. President, with all due respect, you're wrong. People go to jail for this stuff all the time, and it was your Justice Department that allowed the statute of limitations to run on the highest earning years that involved you. But let me say this. If he really believed that the Department of Justice selectively prosecuted him, why didn't he fire Merrick Garland? I mean, why didn't he say, you know what, Merrick, this is it. You did something wrong. Everybody knows what happened here was a cover-up from the get-go of the crimes. They had to get David Weiss in there. They had a corrupt plea deal that a judge uncovered, and he was going to jail. We're talking about a two-time felony convict. So, you know, now they can turn around and say the system's bad. But in the end, you know, at least Donald Trump, his cases, two of them were dismissed. And the third one in Georgia is a blow-up, and the one in Manhattan's a piece of crap that on appeal will go away.
Well, you know, I think Joe Biden, and there are a bunch of Democrats and people who voted for Kamala Harris, and obviously they were in Joe Biden's camp, he has angered them. But then again, they squeezed Joe Biden out. I don't think he cares.
Well, I don't
a little
think
revenge
he cares either. But you know what? He always was going to pardon him. And you know, I'm very upset. Karine Jean-Pierre's not having a press conference for a couple of days. I wanted to hear her say, the president has always made it clear he loves Hunter.
You know where we stand.
The president's son had a problem. Baloney. Let's talk about Penny.
Let's do talk. Daniel Penny today, the closing arguments today, just in about an hour and a half. What does it look like to you? Because obviously the defense is saying it was self-defense. That's why he wrestled that guy down to the ground. Right. And the guy had drugs in his system and all sorts of stuff. Yeah,
OK, this comes down to two things. Was Danny Penny justified in interpreting the threat as deadly physical force? Because you can use deadly physical force. He didn't believe he used deadly physical force. And in fact, when he was at the police department voluntarily within minutes, he said as soon as he stopped, I let go of him. Right. There were other people joining to hold down Jordan Neely. Make no mistake here, on a larger scale, Steve, this is about whether or not, you know, you can ride the subway in New York City. Right. We're talking about homelessness, mental illness, drugs, and all of the problems that people on that jury have seen. Now, I've been in the courtroom. I'm on my way there now. This is a very eclectic jury. It's everyone across the board. You name it, they're on this jury.
But here's the thing. It's a New York jury.
It is a New York jury that understands what's going on in the subway, especially when this happened. And look, the key issue here is the cause of death. Right. They brought in an expert, Tom Kniff and Steve Razor, brought in an expert who was genius. He said, look, this is about a guy who was high on K2. Amazingly, Penny, within minutes at the police department, said, looked like he was on that K2 stuff. He knew, he said it. And, you know, he had sickle cell, not just the anemia, but he had a crisis. He also had the K2. He was exerting himself, fighting with the Danny Penny. And in the end, what you've got is someone who has a cause of death that is nothing like what the New York City prosecutor is alleging.
All right. Thank you very much for stopping by. We'll see you later on today down at the courtroom. Thank you, Judge.
Outside where it's cold.
That's right. It is cold. Currently 27 degrees. All right. And watch her tonight on The Five. I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.